I'm really excited about tonight's call. Unfortunately, you're going to see two of me tonight's call. My main guy in the success room, Tom Burke, who does everything behind the scenes and takes care of all the stuff for me. Had to get me out a really interesting way tonight because I got stuck in traffic. So it's been a fun day here, but hopefully we should have all our glitches. We've had 7 days of back-to-back seminars, so it's been training, and this is my last talk until we get to July 4th. But I'm really excited about tonight's call because we have a guest here that, first off, is a good friend of mine and I've known for a long time, but more importantly, he's someone that really knows how to win at multiple levels. And, you know, I've been able to watch him grow and watch him develop over the years and become a successful person in multiple fields. He's played at the highest levels of sports that that very few people will ever attain. He's now playing at one of the highest levels in business with a great company that many of you are familiar with, and he's also at the highest level of and helping other people become at the highest level of their physical condition and helping them out with getting their mind and body and physical attitude right. So it's really cool to tonight's going to be a different type of look and feel compared to the normal types of success room calls. Tonight's going to be quite just an interview. So we're just kind of going to go back and forth and have a great conversation. I know last week we had a great call about just me going off, and I think some of the big things before that were 10 for 10. But tonight will be more we'll end going into this holiday break on more of a light note, something that isn't as crazy and that I think will probably inspire you, will enlighten you, and get you ready to kick some more ass the next few months of the summer. So first, without any more to say, John, you there, brother?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool. Let me turn you down a bit.
Can you hear me?
So yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. So
okay.
First off, I want to say thanks so much for coming to the call. I want everyone to know that I don't know if John's spoken before publicly or anything like that. I'm not sure, but I don't think he has. So guys, John is definitely not a professional speaker, but he's a guy that understands this space. So I know he's gonna kick some ass tonight regardless. We're gonna have some fun. So John, first off, what I'd kind of like to go through is that just talk about your story. I mean, talk about, we can talk about how we met in a little bit, but I want to just, talk about your story and kind of what have you been up to the last 5-6 years and where it all began and of course where it's going.
Okay, cool. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you for having me. It's an honor to be on here and be back working with you. Well, me and Austin started out, we met early in high school. I don't know if it was freshman, sophomore year. Austin was throwing all these crazy parties that everybody had to be to. And I met him through a friend, sort of a thing like that. And then one day on Facebook, he sent out a blast message saying anybody that wanted to make $2,000 or something next month, come to my house. We'll have a little meeting. So I was one of the people. I didn't have a ride that day. I told Austin that, and he said, well, I mean, this is your opportunity. You got to be here. I said, all right, I'll make it work. And that's just like kind of always the personality that I've always had. And I'm going to make it work no matter what. So then I worked with Austin for a couple months before I left for college. And I told him that I was leaving for Minnesota, so I wouldn't be able to work with him any longer. And I appreciated what he did for me during that time. So I went off to Minnesota. I played 4 years of football at Minnesota State. I started quarterback the last 2 seasons. I was All-American, so I mean I know what it takes on the field to be successful. And playing at that high of a level, you're always looking for ways to improve your performance on the field and off the field. And at the Division II level, they don't provide full scholarships, so playing a sport like that was like working a full-time job, but they definitely didn't pay like one. So after my college career was over, I started preparing for the next level, and I found a trainer up in Minneapolis. He goes by the name of Ryan Engelbert. I don't know if anybody has ever heard of him, but he trains some pretty successful athletes. He's been involved with Isogenics for about 2 years. He's on millionaire in the company, which would bring the total to about 116, 118 millionaires within Isogenics. And at first, obviously, I was a skeptic about joining. I thought, like when I got to his gym, I thought he was just trying to make a commission off me. I asked him like what was the best product for me to take. He said he just pointed over to his shelf. Isogenics, of course, is on the wall. Um, and it's not like he ever pressured me to do something like this, but after about 2 months of training with him, I decided to give it a try, and the results speak for themselves. I saw amazing improvements. I maintained the same body weight at about 220. I wasn't trying to lose or gain weight, but my body fat percentage dropped from 13 to 10% in my first month using the 30-day cleansing and fat burning system. And from that point on, I was hooked. I mean, I've tried hundreds of other products from GNC, Capital Nutrition, etc. But nothing seemed to work just like this, and it helped me get to 2 minicamp tryouts, one with the Minnesota Vikings and one with the Miami Dolphins. They were great experiences, but they didn't really work out, so now I'm here waiting for a phone call and keep training and started this business.
So John, let's take it. First off, great job. But what are some of the biggest challenges that you see that business owners and athletes face? I mean, if you were to, and then we'll segue and go into some fun and talk about how we first met, some of the things we used to do when we were first growing my company, right? But I mean, what do you think are the, if you were to name a few challenges, let's say 3 or 4 that business owners and someone that plays at the athletic level face? I mean, what would you see those be? I mean, in my opinion, I'm thinking like, people give up too early, people quit. So I mean, what's your take on that?
I would say not stepping out of their comfort zones, not having the confidence to do it. I mean, especially on the field, you definitely have to go out there thinking that you're going to be the best player on the field at all times. In order to make spectacular plays, you have to envision yourself doing that before it happens. And I feel like it's the same way with going out there and having a business meeting or doing a speech or something, or speaking in front of people. You have to have the confidence that you're just going to knock it out of the park.
Right.
And just stepping out of your boundaries.
When you see the average person that they come into a company like that. I mean, when you see an average person that comes into a company like Isogenics or any company that you see, I mean, what is the first reaction you get when? Let's change it up. What's the first reaction you get when you tell people about a company?
A lot of things with Isogenics is pyramid scheme. Does it really work? When pyramid scheme gets brought up, I don't know.
I mean, how do you do? I mean, for example, let's have a conversation, right? And guys,
yeah.
This is more just for the people on the call. This is more fun that I think
yeah.
you can understand how this works. So I mean, he's doing really well in Isogenics, and I'm actually a member of Isogenics too. But when someone like this comes with anything in your business, you have to know how to respond. So let's say John, you didn't know me, and I came up to you and said, yeah, I know you're a great athlete, yada yada. I see you're in a great company, but that company is a pyramid scheme. So what do you say back to me?
I would just say, I would ask yourself, do you really know what a pyramid scheme is? And
right.
A lot of people that you ask that to don't really know what it is to begin with. And I rebuttal it by saying that we offer an amazing product. We don't spend billions and billions of dollars or millions on advertising and billboards and TV commercials. And I mean, that's all just traditional advertising has basically gone out the window. No one pays attention to advertising. So instead, this company, instead of paying for all the advertising, they pay their consumers. So I'm basically a walking billboard for them. I promote their products, and I get compensated for it. And in no way that can be a scheme because we offer an amazing product. I get compensated for it. It's a win-win for both sides of the party.
Right. I agree. That's pretty cool. So let's segue, have some fun for a minute here for a second. Cause I know people have, and I've talked to them about this, and I know some people are dying to hear how we first met. So why don't you go first, and you can give your best story of how we first met, became friends, and then how we ended up working those long nights in that house in Payless.
All right. I don't know. I know the first time I met you had to be at one of your parties. That you took some pretty cool parties back in the day. It was either that or playing basketball. We were both pretty big into sports. Yours was basketball, obviously, and I remember playing a game up to 11 outside of Stacy Capitanic's house. I don't know if you remember that. I
Yeah,
can't even remember
yeah,
who
I
won,
remember
but
that.
I just remember that night. It was a pretty cool night. Um,
Yeah.
and then, well, I mean, that's basically how we met. And then, like I said, you put out that blast message on Facebook, um,
Right.
telling everybody to come if they were interested in making some money. And uh, a lot of people thought it was a joke or a scam or whatever, but I took you serious. I went to your house. Um, we stayed up for, I don't know, I was at your house at like
You, Dave.
5. Yeah. I slept at your house. We stayed up till 3 in the morning working. I don't know, ordering pizzas, whatever.
We had fun.
But those are some good
So,
times.
so
Definitely some good memories.
one of the things that I want to point out, and from my perspective, everyone that's on the call, what happened was is that I had this concept of what if we could basically spam a bunch of people and maybe teach some young kids how to become entrepreneurs and how to make money. And clearly, I wouldn't say anyone really made any money. I didn't really even make any money that much, but it clearly put the entrepreneur mindset into kids, right? And one of the things that you have to understand, everyone in this call, and I think John would totally agree with this, is that you never have any idea or know when opportunity is going to knock. So I put this thing out there. This is probably when I was 17 or 18, probably 17. Said, hey, come and stay at the house and work for crazy amounts of hours, and we're not going to party, but we're just going to work, and learn and be productive. And the biggest thing is that, yeah, John was one of the few people, and I think we put out the 400. We ended up with like 6 or 7, and probably really only 5 real ones, right? But
Mm.
You were one of the guys that, and this is so important to the group, that when opportunity does come knocking, you have to understand that every single person in this world gets the opportunity that other people get, but most of the time it's passed by, and there's not a single opportunity that's never not taken. It's taken by somebody, it's just not taken by you. And so, one of the biggest things that I want everyone to learn from that story, and really learn from John here tonight, right, is that you never know what's going to happen. I mean, for all we know, John could be making millions of dollars in isogenics in a few years, and many of you could be wanting to mentor under him and work with him on stuff. I mean, or now, or you could, there's lots of different things that can happen, right? So it's so important that you take everything that happens each of these days with a little bit of grain of salt and realize that things happen so fast and so quick. And then I'm sure when me and John were working in that basement, he never thought that I'd become some internet marketing dude, or maybe he did, but who'd think that I'd be this far along in just a few short years, right? So John, I hope that makes sense there. I know we're kind of bouncing all over the place, but
Yep.
this is just a fun call. The next place I want to go to is that let's talk about health, right? I mean, okay, so let's first off, I know isogenics is big into health, but let's not talk about isogenics for a second. Let's talk about what are some of the things that you practice, preach, and truly do live, other than the isogenic stuff, because we know you're into that, right? Obviously, to maintain at that super high physical level. Is there any tips or regiments or things that people can learn to do? I mean, let's just say for me, for my own stuff, right? I'm not a gym rat. I go play basketball every once in a while, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably don't eat good. So what are some of the things that people can do immediately in their life to start seeing some results when it comes to their health? Because at the end of the day, if you're not in prime health, it's gonna be really hard to run a great business, right? I mean, I think I'm in decent health, but I know if I was in better shape and probably ate better, my business might be even more successful. So
Yeah.
what's your take on people going out there, and what are some of the things that going out there becoming more healthy, and what are some of the things that you do and recommend to people to get more healthy?
Well, I've tried almost every fad possible when it comes to dieting and nutrition and workout regimens. Um, like for example, right now I'm doing a diet where I'm not eating meat for a month. I know this sounds crazy to a lot of people. I'm keeping eggs in my diet, but I watched a documentary the other day and saw how healthy people were becoming from getting meat out of their diet. Um, um, it lowers their blood pressure and gets rid of or helps with diabetes and stuff like that. Um, but I would just say stay active. Even if it's just like walking around the block a couple of times, keep that blood pressure up. But I mean, since I started taking isogenics and these amazing products, I've just been working out 3 times a week for 45 minutes. I mean, who doesn't have 45 minutes 3 times a week where they can just go out and you know, maybe jog a little bit. And all I do are push-ups and sit-ups. People ask me all the time like what my workout regimen is, and like it's as simple as doing some push-ups and sit-ups. Like I don't need a fancy gym membership paying $100 a month to go pump some iron or whatever. I mean, everything I need, I just go up to the park, get on the monkey bars, do some pull-ups and push-ups, and I'm good. So I mean, it's not real complex. I don't eat a lot of carbs. I keep my diet pretty lean. I used to eat a lot of meat. So like this other diet I was on about a month ago, I was eating 2.5 pounds of lean meat per day.
Wow.
So I mean, my diet it changes a lot.
Right.
I
mean, what is you know? I mean, if you were to pick, you know, one of let's say and our average group member is probably, let's say, 35 to 50, right? So if there's something that, you know, if there was 3 tips that you could give them that could increase their health immediately, you know, what do you think those 3 would be? I know I'm putting you on the spot. This is fun.
Yeah.
I like this.
I've never really had to counsel anybody about their health, well, other than like helping people with their isogenics routines and stuff like that. But I would say just, you know, try and get in routines of eating healthy. A routine is key.
So first one, guys, form a habit of being healthy.
Yeah. And like I said, be active at least 3 days a week, 45 minutes. That's all you really need. And I think that'll do wonders. Just it'll help boost your metabolism, get your energy levels up. That'll do wonders. Just like start being active.
Are there any vitamins you recommend, like GNC type stuff? I know Isogenics is an amazing thing in products, and we'll definitely get you John's website to check some of the stuff out. And I know John will definitely be able to help. If anyone is interested in working with John and Isogenics, I'll get you guys his numbers. You guys can talk about that. But are there any like certain vitamins and stuff that you recommend that people can take? Like everyone says fish. Everyone says fish oils.
The vitamins I've been taking have just all been through Isogenics the last like 6 months. And I never really took any before that. Didn't really believe in it, I guess. But I feel really good after taking after I started taking these vitamins from Isogenics. I sleep a lot better. I'm more energized throughout the day. I just feel better about myself. You know, I never really took.
Guys, I want to point something out, right? It's that, and it's really funny when it's not funny, but it's fun when you get someone on a call that, you know how some speakers, they speak and they just talk about this and that, and they have kind of like a canned thing, and you guys all know this. Hell, you've seen my talk before. You know that's just something I've done a few hundred times and just changed up and get funnier or more fun. But you know, when someone, you can tell, and I think every single person on this call should take so many massive notes on this. And it's probably not the most informative call, but if you notice the actions, they're so powerful. And I was talking to a friend, Amanda from California earlier, and it comes down to, and she has really powerful language, so that's when we think about this. It comes down to language, and guys, you can tell how passionate John is about this stuff. And I really do believe that every single one of you should take notes. And you know, he doesn't even mean to talk about Isogenics, but he's literally living, breathing, and talking. I mean, you talk about a person that's a billboard. This man is a billboard. I mean, we talked earlier, so, you know, we'll bring Isogenics up at the end, but he literally lives and breathes this stuff so much. And so I want to challenge a lot of you to start being more like that. And I'm going to challenge myself to do that, is to really become a billboard for whatever it is that for whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's a marketing company or real estate. I mean, literally, the amount of passion that John puts into this company, that he breathes it and lives it. You know, every single one of you should take note and do something very similar. And I see someone's tweeting about this call, so that's really awesome. But you know, John, let's keep going here for a few more minutes, and then we can kind of see.
I just wanted to touch up on that a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, that was perfect. You know, like being a billboard, being a product of the product was absolutely huge for me. As soon as I had my own results and I put those out on Facebook. I mean, I wish I can show you guys my before and after pictures from this, and I was honestly embarrassed to say that I was pursuing an NFL career when I looked at my before picture
Well,
compared
you
to
can if you send them to me, I'll send them out to the whole group.
All right. Well, I'm not sure how to do that.
Well, I'll figure you can if you send it to me on Facebook, I'll send them out to the group later on tonight. Everyone's in Skype.
Okay, we can do that later then. We don't have to do that right now.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
Yeah, if you can, like Austin said, just live and breathe what you're doing. If you're not really passionate about something, people aren't going to take you serious, and they won't believe you. They won't buy your product. They won't want to be on your team. They won't like. I mean, passion is what drives a lot of people, and it brings a lot of trust with it too.
Right. I mean, people can tell when someone's serious. I mean, I'll give you examples, and guys, everyone knows this. I'm very blessed life where I get to speak around the world and travel the globe doing speaking stuff. And literally every stage I go to, I've been speaking. I've spoke 6 days straight now, so I'm getting tired of speaking for once in my life. But every single time I've spoke, I got pitched on a company. And literally, there's a difference between pitching someone and inviting someone into something that you love, right? And I had this guy 2 days ago that pitched me on this thing, Wake Up Now, and I literally told him that, and this company, Wake Up Now, is another network marketing company, and I helped. They hired me to build their sales funnel for them. It paid me a lot of money to do it with some of their stuff. And I told him that, yeah, I know the owners, and they helped me with. I helped them with their sales funnel. He still goes, well, you should check out my video. I'm like, dude, I created a damn video that you use. I'm like, you have, like, and you can tell right away this guy clearly has no idea what he's doing, has no business at all selling Wake Up Now or even talking to Wake Up Now, because he pays no attention to people that he's even trying to pitch. So it comes down to that, and I think this is fun because we're getting back into the rant phase. I like these. It comes down to the fact that, listen, if you really do, especially in network marketing, I know a lot of you are in network marketing in here already, but if you really take out the game of going to recruit people and yada yada yada, and really just make it a lot more fun, and you make it a lot more to the point where you really love what you're doing, and you just talk about it passionately no matter where you're at, then people will naturally flow to you to join your business. And that's important in network marketing. That's important in any company. I mean, I think, when I speak from the stage, I sell in a very different way. I just say, listen, if you want to join, great. If not, I don't really care. Because I know the people that do join are the right people and people that are going to excel in their internet marketing businesses. And so, can I make twice as much money if I pitch hard? Yeah, for sure. But I put out so much passion when I'm on that stage, so much love into what I'm doing, that of course I'm going to sell, and I'm going to get the right type of customers. And so it's the same thing that what John is talking about, is that it's being so passionate. Maybe you don't recruit every single person that you talk to, or you don't sign up 50% or 20%, but the ones you recruit are the damn right ones that are going to be the leaders that you need to succeed in these companies. I mean, anything you want to touch on there, John?
No, you pretty much hit it on the head.
I dig it. Well, listen, man, we've been going for a little bit. Is it okay if people want to talk to you about anything from isogenics or their health, or if they have kids in sports, anything like that? Is it okay if I have people reach out to you direct?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I'm more than willing to help.
Okay, cool. And guys, I'm actually in isogenics, but if you wanted someone that's actually going to lead you to a lot more success in it, John's the guy. I mean, he will definitely help you out with it a lot more than I know. I got put in because I know the owner's son pretty well, but other than that, they send me a cool check every week, but I really don't push it and don't help it. And I think John would be someone that, if you're looking to get a network marketing company, or if you're looking to do something, this would be a great opportunity for those of you, especially for those of you who need to get more healthy and get more on path and on purpose, right, with what you're trying to do. As long as you love it and are passionate about it, which we've talked about a few times. So if anyone wants to talk, please send John. Please send me a Skype or send us a message, or you guys know how to get a hold of me. John, is there any last things you want to say before I say goodbye to these guys for the 4th of July weekend?
Hello? 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 Hello?